Okay guys, I'm just doing a quick video on the Hobby King 450 Pro TT. I had a few issues with it. This is my first fly bar setup, so I've had to stumble through a hell of a lot to get it flying, and found a few little issues on the way. And I want to talk about the gears and the umbrella gear and the torque tube and the drive shaft at the moment. So just bear with me while I set this up. Okay, get this camera to focus. And it seems to be taking its time. There we go. Okay. You can see, which is not sort of working for me at the moment. Come on, focus. There we go. See that end play you have in there in the gearbox? Well, when you push your boom in, it's like the drive shaft is too short for the tail boom. So when you push your tail boom in and you lock everything down and everything pushes up like that and it's all nice and snug, when you start to put the load on it and actually fly on it, it allows the end plate to walk that gear back out. As soon as it walks back out, it strips the gears. And also, I don't know, for some reason, I tried this before I actually started videoing and my camera focused quite easily. But of course, it's not doing that right now. If it ever does focus, you can see that the umbrella gear and there we go, that's a bit better. The crown gear are on two different angles. So it doesn't take long to chew the gears out. I set this up and I shortened the boom by 5.4mm. So when the boom and the torque tube is actually pushed all together, it allows this is an Alliance product, Alliance set of gears which I bought offline. It cost me $31, which gives me 2 sets of gears, which is great because I can set up both these helicopters. Okay, what's happening is when everything ties in and everything locks up into its place, is this here is allowing this to all move backwards and forwards, which is pulling the crown gear away from the umbrella gear. So what I did was I shortened the boom until this was all nice and neat and snug. So when that was up tight, there's no end play on both ends of the torque tube. And then when you slide the boom and everything in, it's got that nice full mesh. Obviously make sure you've got not too tight, obviously. And then the other thing I had trouble with was getting these 2 screws either side of the frame, getting them tight enough to actually stop the boom from walking back out. Once the boom walked back out, it took the weight off. It allowed the gear to actually start to walk backwards and forth on the shaft again. So what I did was a simple little thing. I drilled, if you have a look down here on the block here, the boom block, I drilled a 1.5mm hole through that block and the boom, made sure that it didn't actually interfere with the torque tube, so make sure it's short enough so it doesn't touch the torque tube. And then I simply sat there and tapped the 2mm thread through that with a self tapper, and pinned it so nothing moves. So I've got this all done now, and I've had 5 batteries through it, which is about 20 minutes of flying. It all goes quite well. I'm only up to sort of forward flight and a few rolls and flips forward and backwards. I'm also putting a bit of this stuff on. I bought that from one of the what do you call it? Repco. It cost me $6. It's just spray lithium grease to go onto the gears, and I'm not too sure how long. I've only just used that yesterday. I just put a little spray on it and had to fly with it. So it's still, after one battery, it's still got, you know, a bit of residue of the grease on it. So yeah, maybe every 4 or 5 flights I'd probably put some grease on it. I'm still getting used to this torque tube. Every other thing I've played with is been belt drive, which I think I sort of prefer, but for the price of this heli and the price of the original line gears to actually get it to be reliable and fly, you know, for under $100 for the frame, it's pretty cheap flying. I was lucky enough that one of my good friends loaned me a receiver, which is down in here in this one. So I've got it set up with a conventional receiver. When I order some more batteries off Hobby King, I'm going to get the satellite and bind the satellite orange directly to the turret, which I have done on a bigger heli, and it's working quite well. I haven't flown it yet, and that's about it. Thanks for your watching. Oh, and I've also got some pre-comp on my tail in the program. I've got soft 3D set up, and obviously servos reversed to actually make everything work. And things sort of just, tail was a bit spongy and things weren't holding, so I've been looking at YouTube myself, and I've worked out from the video that I was watching that I put some pre-comp on the tail in the advanced settings, and this thing's just on rails now. It really is. I'm very impressed with it. I ended up have to go, depending on which side your bell crank is on your servo, whether you go plus figure or a minus on the settings. I had to go minus. I had to go -10 on both those settings to get, so when you work your pitch, it actually put the correct right input on for your tail. And I went up to 10, and it seems to work well. As I said, I've had 5 batteries, and you can pitch pump. I've done some, I attempted some TikToks yesterday. They didn't turn out too well. They were quite loose and all over the place, but the tail still remained locked exactly where it was in the beginning, so all that's sort of working for me. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching.